Hello dear learners, this is Sindhu Sarkar, an English teacher, English version senior section, Milestone School and College. Welcome you all to our online class. I hope you all are fine. Dear learners, we are going to start our new video class with you today. I hope you will pay attention right from the beginning. So, before going to start our today's class, I am going to discuss some questions from the previous lesson. So, let's have a look. Okay, dear learners, these are the questions from the previous lesson. First question, who were excited? Then, second question, whose voice was the loudest? Whose voice was the loudest? Then, what did Shima sing? Then, fourth number question, what was shining brightly? And then, final one for you, what does the word sprint mean? So, write down the answers. I think all of you have written the answers. Now match the answers with me. First one. So, Zishan's cousins Zahid and Shima were excited. Then answer of the second question, whose voice was the loudest? Then it will be the voices of the children were the loudest. Then answer of the third number question, what did Shima sing? Shima sang a beautiful Shima sang a beautiful Bhavaya song. Then, what was shining brightly? So, it will be the full moon shining brightly. Then, what does the word sprint mean? So it will be the word sprint means short run. Short run. Okay, I think all of you have written the answers and you have written the in fact correct answers. Okay. Now dear learners, today we are going to learn narration. In fact, we will learn the narration of imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. Okay, so before going to learn the narration of imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence, we have to learn what is imperative sentence and what is exclamatory sentence. So imperative sentence. At first, look at the imperative sentence. So look at the definition of the imperative sentence, then I will give you some examples. Here, the sentence that expresses request order command advice etc. is called an imperative sentence. imperative sentence. So the sentence that expresses request, order, command, advice, etc. is called an imperative sentence. Okay, dear learners, now look at the example. Do the work. Please help me. Don't go there. So, dear learners, these are the examples of an imperative sentence. Okay. So, now we are going to give the definition of exclamatory sentence. So, dear learners, now the definition of the exclamatory sentence. Here, the sentence that expresses certain feelings or emotions is called an exclamatory sentence. Now, look at the example. Example, first one, what a beautiful bird it is. Then, how nice idea it was. Okay, so dear learners, I think you have understood the exclamatory sentence and examples. Okay, now dear learners, we are going to start our narration today of the imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. Okay, dear learners, now we are going to start narration. So imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence, we will change, direct to indirect in case of imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. We have already known about imperative sentence and examples. We have already known about exclamatory sentence and its examples also. So I think you have understood. Now we are going to change direct to indirect. Okay. So at first, imperative sentence. Okay, dear learners. The first one, use to instead of inverted comma. We have to use to instead of inverted comma. Now, rule number 2, use not to if the sentence is negative. In case of negative sentence, we will use not to. Okay, dear learners. Now, don't use that. So, in case of imperative sentence, you need not to use that. Okay, now omit the word please. If you get please, you have to omit it, then use request, advice, tell, order, command, etc. Okay, dear learners, now here structures with examples. If the reporting speech is in past tense, then this is the structure: subject plus requested, then object plus to or not to. In case of negative sentence, I have told you already that you have to use not to. Then verb of the reported speech, then rest of the part of the sentence. Okay. So now look at the example. So dear learners, this is the example. Direct, he said to me, please help the poor. So what will be the answer? Here in direct will be, he requested me to help the poor. You have already got the idea. In case of reporting verb, said to, we have used here requested, then object, then to, we have told you already instead of that in case of assertive sentence you have used that, but in case of imperative sentence you have to use to, okay, instead of inverted comma, okay, then you have to use the verb and then rest of the part. So I think you have understood. Now next structure, subject, then ordered plus object, then to or not to, okay, then verb of the reported speech, then rest of the part. Okay, now look at the example. Direct, father said to his son, go to his school now. So what will be the direct form? Indirect form. Here is the indirect form. Father ordered his son to go to his school then. Okay, by the same process we have done here, so in case of now you have to use then. In case of indirect sentence, so father ordered his son to go to his school then. Okay, dear learners, now here number 3, look at the structure, subject, then advised plus object, then to or not to, then verb of the reported speech, then rest of the part. Here look at the example. Direct, father said to his son, do not run in the sun. Okay, so what will be the indirect form? This is the indirect form. Father advised his son not to run in the sun. I have told you that in case of negative sentence, you have to use not to. So here, father advised his son not to run in the sun. Okay. Now, dear learners, here, number 4, structure, subject plus commanded, then object, then to or not to, then verb of the reported speech, and then rest of the part. Okay. So here, example, direct, the captain said to the soldiers, march on. So, what will be the indirect form? This is the indirect form. The captain commanded the soldiers to march on. I think you have understood. Okay. Here, commanded is given. That's why we have used here commanded, as it is in the first form. So, we have to use commanded. Okay, dear learners. Now, here, 5. If let indicates proposal or suggestion, then let is replaced by should. Okay. So now look at the example, then it will be clear to you. So here is the example. Direct, the man said, let's go out for a walk. The man said, let's go out for a walk. So what will be the indirect form? This is the indirect form. The man suggested that we should go out for a walk. Okay. Here, in case of let's, we have to use, it indicates proposal, so, or suggestion. So here we have used here suggested, and then we have to use that. Okay. If let's indicates proposal, in that case, we have to bring that here like the assertive sentence. Okay, dear learners, then subject, we, then should. We have used here should before the verb, and then verb go out for a walk. I mean rest of the part. So I think you have understood. In case of let's, we have to use this type of ways actually. Subject, then suggested or proposed, then that, then again subject, then should before the verb. I think you have understood, dear learners. Now, okay, dear learners, now if let indicates order or request, then let is replaced by might or might be allowed. Okay, so here look at the example. The old man said, the boy, let me eat something. So what will be the indirect form? This is the indirect form. The old man requested that he might be allowed to eat something. Okay, so here, the old man requested, then that, by the same process of the previous rule, then he, and then might be allowed, or you can use might also. Okay, dear learners, so I think you have understood. Okay, now dear learners, exclamatory sentence, we are going to change exclamatory sentence direct to indirect. So here rules at first, change the exclamatory sentence into assertive statement. Assertive or a statement. I mean assertive sentence or a statement, same sentence, assertive sentence is also called a statement. Okay. So dear learners, now remove the exclamation mark, then use the conjunction that, then omit the interjections such as o, alas, what, how, hooray. Okay, dear learners, now here add the word very to the adjective or adverb if necessary. Sometimes we have to add very to the adjective or adverb if necessary. Then number 6, if the verb is not given, use the verbs according to the subject and tense. Okay, dear learners. Now change the reporting verb into exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with sorrow. Okay, dear learners. Now here examples. He said how nice the place is. He said how nice the place is. What will be the indirect form? Here. He exclaimed with joy that the place was very nice. It is a matter of, joy. So that's why we have to use exclaimed with joy. Okay, dear learners. Next one, the man said, alas, I am undone. Correct. The man said, alas, I am undone. So what will be the indirect form? Yes. The man exclaimed with sorrow that he was undone. Okay, dear learners, because it gives us the message of, sorrow. That's why. Okay, dear learners, now next one. The student said, hooray, we have won the game. So what will be the indirect form? Yes, this is the indirect form. The students exclaimed with joy that they had won the game. Okay, dear learners, I think you have understood. Now we are going to practice some more questions. Okay, here, first one, in the question you will get in this way. Beside the question, you can get the message of indirect. So you have to make it indirect. Okay, I think you will be able to solve it in this way. Okay, so Rimi said, let us study now. What will be the answer? This is the answer. Rimi proposed that they should study then. I think you have understood, dear learners. Now, next question for you. Rimi said to me, let us study now. So here, little bit change here. You have got the sense here. Rimi said in the previous sentence. Now you are getting here Rimi said to me. So you are getting here object, and then let us study now. So what will be the indirect form? This is the indirect form. Rimi proposed to me that they should study then. Okay, dear learners, I think you have understood. Instead of now, we have to use then. Then next sentence. The wise man said the boys, obey your parents. So what will be the indirect form? Yes, this is the indirect form. The wise man advised the boys to obey their parents. Okay, dear learners, as it is an imperative sentence, so before verb we have to use to. Okay, but in case of previous two, questions late, and in case of late, we have told you earlier that there is another rule. That's why first two questions, I mean the answer of the first two question is different from the number 3. So I think you have understood. Okay, dear learners. Now number 4 for you. Rohit said to me, good morning. Sometimes you get this type of sentence You have to make it indirect. So what will be the indirect form? Yes, this is the indirect form. Rohit, Rohit wished me good morning. You know, good morning. Whenever you are saying good morning to someone, you are wishing good morning. That's why it will be done in this way. So Rohit wished me good morning. Okay, dear learners. Now next one, Rohan said to me goodbye. So in case of goodbye, you have to change in this way. Rohan bade me goodbye. Rohan bade me goodbye. Okay, dear learners. Now next one for you. He said farewell, my friends. So what will be the sense here? He bade his friends farewell. Okay, dear learners. Then, okay, dear learners. Now, number 4, Rohit said to me, "Good morning." Sometimes you will get this type of sentence. So, what will be the indirect form here? Rohit, Rohit wished me good morning. So, in case of good morning, okay, whenever you are telling someone good morning, actually you are wishing him good morning. So that's why you have to use wished. Okay. So Rohit wished me good morning. Okay. Now next one for you. Rohan said to me goodbye. So in case of goodbye, you have to use another word here. Rohan bade me goodbye. You cannot use here wish. Okay. If you use here wished or wish, in that case it will be wrong. So Rohan bade me goodbye. In case of goodbye, you have to use this word bed. Okay, dear learners, I think you have understood. Okay, now next one for you. He said, farewell, my friends. So, in case of farewell, what will be the answer? Here. He bade his friends farewell. You have to solve in this way. In case of farewell or goodbye, you have to use the word bade. Remember it. Okay, dear learners. Okay, dear learners, now we are going to learn the next question and answer. Here, the man said to him, "Bravo, you have done well." So, what will be the answer? Here is the answer. I mean, in direct form, the man exclaimed with joy that he had done well. Okay, dear learners, in case of bravo, it expresses joy. That's why we have used here, the man exclaimed with joy that he had done well. I think you have understood. Okay, dear learners, now next one for you. The boy said, "What a nice journey it is." So it is also, expresses joy. So what will be the answer, dear learners? I mean, what will be the indirect form? Yes, dear learners, this is the indirect form. The boy exclaimed with joy that it was a very nice journey. Okay, it was a very nice journey. Okay, dear learners, now we are going to learn another one here. The man said to him, "How big room this is." So what will be the indirect form? Can you change it into indirect narration? Okay, this is the indirect one. Okay, dear learners, the man exclaimed with wonder that this was a very big room. Okay, dear learners, sometimes we are surprised, okay, to see something. So the man, actually wondered to see the big room. So that's why you can use here surprise or wonder. So the man exclaimed with wonder that this was a very big room. Okay, dear learners, I think you have understood. Okay, now next one for you. The boy said, "What a nice pen it is." Okay, dear learners. So, what will be the indirect form? Can you guess? It is very much easy. Yes, this is the indirect form. The boy exclaimed with joy that it was a very nice pen. So, it expresses joy. That's why the boy exclaimed with joy that it was a very nice pen. So actually, dear learners, if you get the message of sorrow, in that case you have to use the man exclaimed with sorrow, and then if you get the message of joy, then you have to use the boy here. Look at the last one. The boy exclaimed with joy that it was a very nice pen. So it is certainly giving the message of joy. That's why. So if you get the message of joy, in that case you have to use exclaimed with joy, or if you get the message of sorrowness or sorrow, in that case you have to use exclaimed with sorrow. Okay, dear learners, I think you have understood. Okay, dear learners, now in the feedback session I am going to give you some questions. I think you will be able to solve it. We have learned at first imperative sentence, I mean definition, then examples, and then we have learned direct to indirect. Then in case of exclamatory sentence, we have also learned the definition of the exclamatory sentence. We have also learned the examples of the exclamatory sentence. Then in case of narration, we have learned direct to indirect and the structures and rules also. So I think we will be able to solve it. Okay, dear learners, now pay attention to the feedback session. Here I am giving some questions. Okay, dear learners, now in the feedback session I have given some questions for you. Now write the answers. First question, mother said to me, do not waste your time, make it indirect. What will be the answer? Okay, write it down. Then father said to his son, go to school now. You have to make it indirect. Then the old man said, alas, I am undone. Make it indirect. Then he said, how nice the bird is. The first two sentences are from imperative sentence and the last two sentences are from exclamatory sentence. Okay, solve it. Then match the answers with me. So here, answer of the first question. Mother advised me not to waste my time. Then answer of the second question, father ordered his son to go to school then. Instead of now we have to use then. Then the old man said, alas, I am undone. So it is from exclamatory sentence. It will be the old man exclaimed with sorrow that he was undone. Then he said, how nice the bird is. So it will be, he exclaimed with joy, or you may write exclaimed with wonder that, okay, joy that he exclaimed with joy that the bird was very nice. Okay, dear learners, now I am going to give you the homework. Okay, dear learners, now this is the homework for you. Write it down. I think all of you have written. I think all of you have enjoyed the class. So see you in the next class. Thank you all.